Fourth place but managed to qualify in the heats. Then Riang Chai.
Being at the starting line before a race is like the most nerve-wracking few seconds of your life.
Really should be looking out for position. But here is Singapore's UK Shyam.
You're overwhelmed by so many thoughts, but you need to put that aside and be almost like a machine.
Line up there. There he is, right in the shot in lane 5. UK Shyam, Singapore's hope.
Everything's really like unchanged except that I think they redid the track. It's like everything has stood still, only the colors have changed. Oh, that part's like quite cool because you know that side is like the second leg. In the 4x1, the first leg runners at the curve, and then the second leg runs at that straight. And then it was quite cool. So if you train at certain times of the day, like the train goes by. So I mean, like stupid me would try to run after the train.
The way I would recognize talent is how fast they move their legs. Yeah, I think this is a very primitive way of talent spotting. You cannot go wrong. We call it fast nerves. This gift of fast nerves coming to your muscles, that is a gift.
I was like totally fresh on the scene. In a way, didn't really know how to run very well, quite uncoordinated, but I ran 10.7. For the first time, I was really just, like always insecure, and suddenly you're like the best in Singapore for something and people start noticing you. I started to get like 1 or 2 sponsors. So even getting like a running shoe, and it means that you don't have to spend that, $70 or $80, which generally I didn't really have, when I didn't come from a wealthy family. I think track and field took me away from going home because at home there was like generally always nobody there, and it was always a reminder that I came from like a broken family and my dad wasn't around. After graduation, everyone wants to go to national service, but the only way was to defer so that I could go for my first SEA Games. Once I deferred, there was a problem of like trying to survive financially. So I tried to work at Billy Bombers. Then I would go and train. So I was actually like a waiter trying to make it to the SEA Games. I didn't really have much money, but I think I was just so thrilled to be able to go to my first SEA Games. And we managed to get a bronze medal, the relay team, and it was only a bronze, but at least it made me feel that taking that 1 year off and putting your life on hold was worth it. So you take a bus from Paya Lebar Air Base to Bukit Timah and quickly have a meal from the canteen and then take a half an hour nap. And I was like a bit of a hobo, so like you sleep in the stadium stand or sleep in a clean toilet. Put your knapsack on the top, use it as a pillow, have a quick nap. And we don't have locker rooms or a proper a training facility. So if you need to sleep in somewhere quiet, then I guess this is a clean and quiet place to take a quick nap. I had a dream to be the SEA Games 100-meter champion and compete at the Asian Games, and Eventually, I wanted to be like a Olympic semi-finalist. And of course, once I met Mr. Kunalan, and I kept on wondering what it was like to run 10.3 seconds. I think every 100-meter sprinter would dream of breaking the national record of your country as a stepping stone to greater things.
So I met Shyam, and then that's where I saw his potential. I felt, oh wow, he had some good talent. This one, not this one, not this one. I think could be this one. But then, of course, at that time, my desk was here. Then we used to sit here. Yeah, the room was always open for you.
Yeah.
You know, I never locked the door.
So I used to like put my bag here.
Yeah, this was his locker room.
In my locker room lah.
So you could come up and then retrieve your things and then
take my
and
bag.
then go.
So I'd like spend the whole like afternoon until like 9 here
Yeah.
training.
So I remember this a couple of times he said, "Sir, one day I'll break your record."
No, I think I said. No, I think I.
Nothing wrong with that, absolutely.
Oh no, I think I might have been a bit rude. No, I think I said, sir, I think if you ran 10.3, I also think I can run 10.3.
Okay if you want to modify your statement. I know.
Yeah, maybe I might laugh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But for me, that's what I remember.
And just the fact that he was such an inspirational figure made me overlook the difficulties and the lack of support, because that in itself was enough to make me want to immediately like go down to the track or go to the hills and run. It didn't matter that, you know, there was no coach there, or, you know, I only had like $5 in my wallet. This was my chance to train with the world's best. With that, I could maybe run 10.2 and become world class. There was verbal indications that they may look into the possibility of supporting me or giving me a loan. So I used all the money that I had to pay for university overseas, and finally on like the day before I was going to leave to study and train, they said that they were not going to give me funding and that I should go there to university and register fast times, and then they would look into supporting me.
I think also on Sunday I got a call from you. I thought, wow, Shyam is getting ready to go at the airport.
To Australia.
Yeah, and then you said, you're not going.
Yeah.
And then you told me that one of the parties...
They just pulled out at
at the last minute, and so you could not go.
That's when I realized that I couldn't carry on anymore, because I had nothing. I was like the fastest in Singapore, but there was very little, almost negligible, like financial help. So at the point when I had no more money left and a place in university unpaid for and stuck, not being able to go anywhere, like I think you had to stop dreaming about what I wanted to do in sports and really start thinking about going into university and getting a job and giving money to my family. So I really had to stop. I had sacrificed too much and put too much of my life on hold to carry on. After you've done the sport for so many years, you feel very aimless and empty, right? You don't train anymore. I was really panicking and trying to sort my life out, like trying to apply to NUS and like weighing my options. You know, they called for like a focus group discussion at MCYS. And that was a platform where I think they wanted athletes and coaches to talk about their problems or, you know, what can be done. And that's where I met Ang Peng Siong.
You know, he was at a stage where I think underestimated his own ability. I think he didn't believe in himself. He needed financial support, and he himself had to also look after the mom. And I think for a young man like this to have to deal with those challenges, you need someone to provide the guidance.
He knew that I had no income, so he gave me a job at his swim school. So he gave me this position as like a weights coach, and then he paid me like $250 a week, which is actually a lot because I didn't even have money to like buy chicken rice or eat. So that was like quite a lot of money for me. And then so with this job, he said, you need to start training. Later I found out that actually, I mean, he just created a position that he didn't need to.
I think it provided some sense of security and some sense of responsibility. And I think that kind of helped towards building a better Shyam. So I always believe there is a reason why things do happen, and when it does present itself, you just got to make the best of it. Yeah. So again,
he actually literally told me like never give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your dreams. You need to start again. You need to start running again.
Performance of the people next to you. We got away without a false start in the women's event. Let's see if the men can be equally as disciplined. There is the face of concentration, UK Shyam.
I just kept recollecting like how many years of my life I had put on hold and so many problems. It just like culminated at that point.
UK Shyam now, a picture of concentration. They're ready. And they're away. He is showing, and this is my favorite camera. It's coming along trackside on the rail. But look at this. This is now at 3/4, and UK Shyam striding out. He's got a brilliant stride. Rian Chai has got it, but that is a wonderful, wonderful poetry and motion style by UK Shyam. Look at that.